Also, you have chemicals that are added to foods and food products. Okay, you have things like dyes, preservatives, emulsifiers, thickening agents, artificial flavorings. I mean, you have so many things. You know, if you go to a grocery store and you look at a box of food and you look at the ingredients and you see all these crazy ingredients that you can't pronounce, yeah, this should be a major red flag. So here in America, basically we have these regulatory bodies that they allow these companies to put things into food. These chemicals preserve the foods, they make them taste better artificially, and they make food products, in some cases, more addictive, so that you go back and you buy them again and again and again, and you can't stop. On record, the industry has figured out how to do this. Now, just understand, don't be mad, okay, at the industry. Don't be mad at the government agency for not protecting you. You know, it's your responsibility to protect you and your family against what's out there in the marketplace. So you have to figure this out for yourself. That's where I'm going to help you. That's where you can help yourself, and don't just go forward blindly without knowing what you're eating. Don't be a herd animal where the farmer puts the feed into the food trough and you just run up there and just start eating whatever comes out. That's what people are like. If you ever work at an office and they say, hey, it's so-and-so's birthday and we're bringing out food, and oh yes, I'll take a plate. You know, people don't even know what it is. Or they say, oh yes, we're going to send you to this training. Oh, and we're going to give you lunch. Oh, well, what is it? Well, we don't know, but you're going to be fed. Don't worry. You know, don't be a herd animal, because chances are it's not healthy. You know, what the food is, and you have to hold these companies accountable. It's up to you, you know, to buy different products or shop elsewhere. You know, you need to be informed and aware of what's going on around you. So a great example of this is MSG, which is monosodium glutamate. Okay, there's many other names for this as well. I think to kind of divert from, because people know about MSG nowadays. But basically this was originally developed by the US government. It was put in the military's food to make bland, tasteless food taste great. I mean, you know, this is unbelievable, and you can see why fast food restaurants love this chemical, because, you know, they can use cheap, low quality ingredients, you know, and just add this to it. Now, it's also addictive, this chemical. So it makes people go back for more and more and more, which is why when someone has a craving to go to the drive-thru, they're not just craving chicken. They're not just craving, you know, deep fried potatoes. They're not just craving a hamburger. They want that fix that fast food thing gives them. So we're going to talk more about that, how to break out of that. So this is just one example of many, many, many artificial ingredients and chemicals that get added to foods. You know, a lot of times these are neurotoxic, which means they harm the brain and nervous system, or they're hormone-disrupting, meaning they disrupt your hormones, your entire energy flow in the body. So this should be a complete no-brainer to avoid this category. Now, they are ubiquitous. You know, this stuff is everywhere. So, you know, you have to just be on the lookout. If you're eating at restaurants, just be aware, you know, avoid fast food, avoid like your lowest cost provider type places where you get something cheap, because a lot of times these chemicals are used to save costs. So it's also tougher to read what's in the food in restaurants. So, you know, make sure if you do get it online or in a supermarket, read the labels and just know what's in your food products. So, You'll be amazed at just cutting out this one category and how much better you feel with the water and chemicals in the food. You'd be absolutely amazed. There is a growing market for transparent foods that don't have chemicals, that are healthy, quality ingredients. So I'm telling you, this industry gets more and more positive all the time. The free marketplace is coming up with solutions and alternatives. And so, there's a zillion products out there. They're making their way into the stores. They're available online. And this is going to be the solution of the problem, which the problem, as I identify it, is that people right now are they're in manufactured ghettos of poor health. And they're bouncing back and forth between big agri and big pharma over and over and over again. And it really makes me sick. And I'm going to have something to do about solving that problem. And in any case, if you want to see some of these foods that are out there, some of these really neat food products that taste great and are healthy, just check out rapidregeneration.com/food to see some products that I like. So next up, would be sort of more toxic chemicals and materials. Now this is a different category because this is ones that are used to treat food. So this would be on mostly unwashed or non-organic produce. This would be things like your herbicides, pesticides, fungi, and harmful organisms. So you want to avoid, even though it's not really a food, but it's on the food, you want to avoid it. So